Good evening and welcome to News Hour. I am Daphne Zainab Kamar. Coming up in this edition of the news, President Bio leaves for China to attend the China-Africa Cooperation Summit in Beijing. Students with disability call for the implementation of the free education provision for students with disability in the Disability Act of 2011. And Street Child Sierra Leone provides school materials for over 1,000 primary and secondary school children affected by the August 14th disaster. Well, all the stories and more in this edition of the news. Stay with us. Welcome to News Hour. First on News Hour tonight, the President, Julius Maada Bio, has left for China on a state visit and to also attend this year's China-Africa Summit in Beijing. The President was invited by the President of the People's Republic of China, Xi Jinping. The state visit, which is slated for the 31st to the 1st September 2018, will give both heads of state the opportunity to not only renew the bilateral ties between China and Sierra Leone, but also provide a platform to strengthen the long-standing relationship between the two. President Bio is also expected to meet with the Premier of China, Li Keqiang, and engage credible Chinese companies and investors. Students with disability at Furabe College have called on the Ministry of Education to fully implement the free tertiary education as provided for in the Persons with Disability Act of 2011. The Persons with Disability Act of 2011 gives the right to students with disability to enjoy free education in tertiary institutions. Francis Danema reports.
Statistics Sierra Leone Population and Housing Census, a little over 93,000 persons with disability are living in the country, a figure that has been challenged by the Sierra Leone Union on Disability Issues and other disability persons organizations. Members of the disability community who are qualified to be admitted into tertiary institutions must be accorded with free education as prescribed in Section 14, subsection 1 of the Persons with Disability Act of 2011. However, this has not been the case with Fatmata Jallo, a Diploma 2 student of Mass Communications at the Furabe College, who repeated her course because she could not pay her fees.
I was not able to get neither the granting aid nor the free education that persons with disability must enjoy at tertiary institution. And because of this, I encounter a lot of challenges. So I have to repeat the whole class again.
Sylvain Barr, President, Students with Special Needs at Furabe College, has spent more years on campus for a degree course just because he cannot afford to pay his college fees. He accused the university administration of deliberately refusing to allow them continue with their courses unhindered as provided for by the Act, and commended the Minister of Higher and Technical Education for his intervention in addressing their ordeal this academic year.
I entered here in 2013-2014 academic year and pursuing a degree at Pure and Applied Science Geology Department. Of course, as a physically challenged person, I had a lot of challenges. One of these challenges is the issue of this SLG issue, because as for me, I should have graduated last academic year. Because of some of these challenges, we have been sent out of examination hall, and that caused some of the modules now.
Even when they tried, vision in the Act was fully implemented, the Outreach and Advocacy Officer of the National Commission for Persons with Disability, Mao Sidumbuya, confirmed that the Commission had visited FBC several times to solve the problem, but they constantly refused to adhere. He said the Commission will be working with other authorities to develop a roadmap in actualizing the free education.
The challenges here which we've got is actually emanate from the Ministry of Education, because persons with disability were benefiting the free education under SLG, and the Act do not say so. The Act stated very, very clear that persons with disability should get free education. But the Ministry of Education, well, actually misunderstood it at that time, and they thought that persons or students who actually are doing diploma courses are not entitled to the grant in aid. We will be engaging again different stakeholders apart from the universities.
Assistant Director, Special Needs Education, Ministry of Education, Stephen Ali Kurusa said his ministry had met FBC administration several times to allow students with special needs get their education unhindered by allowing them go through their courses without being asked for fees, but they had constantly refused them. He said he wants to believe that unilateral decisions were taken by the former Minister of Education on disability matters without including him, especially on FBC administration. Mr. Kurusa said he is of the firm belief that things will change for the better this time for persons with disability in tertiary institutions.
The problems used to reoccur at Furabe College. You didn't hear it at Jala University. You didn't hear it at IPAM. So this has been the situation. The minister is there, the political head, and the director, educational services and programs. They would take certain decisions without even referring to me. It is a pity that when we talk about special education, you must refer to those who understand what special education is and what can be offered candidates that are in our purview. I think the process will change. One, because when I would be able, within the shortest possible time, to sit down with him and to discuss the issues, educational issues at university level for persons with disability, he will be able to understand, and certainly things will change.
Meanwhile, the university administration has, however, refused to speak to SLBC on the allegations against them. According to Statistics Sierra Leone, only 1.9% of the more than 93,000 persons with disability have gone through vocational, technical, nursing and teaching qualifications, whilst 0.8% of the said population has attained first degree. The statistics clearly show that government needs to enforce the free tertiary education for persons with disability so as to increase the percentage of persons with disability with first degree in the country. However, several persons with disability are confident that the new government will make students with disability enjoy the free tertiary education.
The Ministry of Technical and Higher Education has held discussions with stakeholders on the completion of the Technical and Vocational Education and Training Institutes. The meeting was held at the conference room of the ministry at New Englandville. Hawanatsu Kante filed in this report. During the meeting, consultants updated the Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education on the status of the projects in Kono, Masingbi, Cambia and Samalen. According to updates, Cambia and Samalen are over 90% completed, and the Deputy Minister has given them 2 weeks to hand over the completed projects to the ministry. Kono and Masingbi are yet to be completed, for which the Anti-Corruption Commission has been called to investigate. It could be recalled that these projects started in 2015 and were expected to be completed and handed over in December 2017. It is against this backdrop that the ministry is taking a robust approach to ensure that the projects are completed and handed over for use. Deputy Minister of Technical and Higher Education, Dr. Tuat Senesi, had this to say.
What we want is a complete job. I'm giving you 2 weeks from this. Please take note of that. Cambia and Samali, the job has to be concluded. Otherwise, no way. For Kono and Masingbi, I have no other option. I have no other option. On behalf of the Ministry of Technical and Higher Education, we have exhausted our patience. The people of Sierra Leone need the service. This alone, we have to pay as a nation. it must be used for the rightful purpose. So if it has not been used for that purpose, then I have enforcement agencies to go into it. So on that note, Kono and Masimbi, I'm handing it over to the ACC. The reason I've invited him to be here on behalf of the ministry.
Mr. Senesi expressed dissatisfaction over the absence of the consultants in Cambia and Samalen and requested that they do a formal letter to the ministry explaining reasons for their absence.
Thank you very much for coming here. I want to make...
The Minister of Youth Affairs has encouraged young graduates to be productive and maintain integrity, as that could help them realize their potentials in life. Mohamed Oman Bangura was speaking at a two-day orientation forum on the Graduate Internship Program. The Graduate Internship Program is to provide valuable experience and skills for young graduates. Doreen Barry reports.
Courses at university, the Graduate Internship Program is to help build on their skills in order to help them secure jobs. After the two-day training, graduates are expected to be placed in formal and private sector to have idea on workplace ethics. The Minister of Youth Affairs, Mohamed Oman Bangura, discourages young people from having negative mindsets on how they approach things in life. He said that young people should be zealous, productive and industrious to realize their God-given talents. He said that his ministry considers excellence over mediocrity, adding that youth issues will be addressed without any political or sentimental attachment. He cautioned the graduates to always be punctual at work, maintain integrity and be willing to learn new job experiences.
You are building a foundation. You are building a platform to make you good engineers, good accountants, good politicians. Integrity, indiscipline, corruption. We've been asked from His Excellency, Lieutenant Brigadier Julius Madabio, to be at the end of things during his inaugural speech to declare those words and ask us as young people to champion.
Commissioner of the National Youth Commission, Golokata, said that the Graduate Internship Program was designed in 2012 with the aim to promote decent employment opportunities for young graduates. He said that the internship program seeks to target the rising number of young graduates from universities, polytechnics and college that can't find jobs. He told the Guardian that the aim of the Graduate Internship Program will help increase the number of young people to ensure quality and equal opportunities for graduates to access job merit based on the internship position.
We are about making another milestone in creating the opportunity for the youths of Sierra Leone to have the chances to start understanding what decent job placement means.
He called on the young graduates to have critical mindset in achieving their dreams. A representative from the Career Advising Placement Services, Vice Chancellor and Principal, and Eskroma University of Science and Technology, Professor Edwin Momo, said that the internship program is a way of preparing young graduates to overcome challenges in accessing job opportunities. He said that since 2009, they have been helping young graduates on their choices of career path. A representative from UNDP, Anne-Marie Bassi, said that they have been supporting the government to empower and promote young people to become industrial citizens. She said that the Graduate Internship Program is a pilot phase, which will be climaxed this year. She said that they have been making other interventions in promoting youth agenda. The Youth Empowerment Officer, National Youth Commission, Manso Bangura, informed the graduate that they will be sent to different institutions to gain experience. He cited mismatch of qualification, lack of supply and demand, improper career guidance, and information as some of the key reasons for unemployment.
The Paramount Chief of Lower Tambaka Chiefdom, Kande Sori Kankade III, has told the SLBC that there is enough land which his fellow chiefs can make use of to provide enough food to feed their communities. This year, out of 65,000 hectares, he plowed 3,000 hectares of land in his chiefdom. The available land in the lower Tambaka chiefdom, according to the paramount chief, is enough to feed not only Tambaka, but a large percentage of the country's population. Soriba Samoa reports.
Continues to be a challenge in Sierra Leone, though governments past and present keep on pumping money into the agricultural sector. The paramount chief of Tambaka Simimbunji Chiefdom, Kande Suri Kankande III, said the lands in the chiefdom are underutilized by the people in his community. He called on paramount chiefs in other parts of the country to come to Tambaka to ensure food security in their various communities. Kande Suri III assured government through the agriculture officer of Karine District, Francis Kekura, of his support to the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Food Security. The agriculture officer of Karine District, Francis Kekura, said he was impressed by the efforts of the paramount chief of Tambaka Simimbunji, Kande Suri Kankande III. He called on other paramount chiefs to emulate the good example of Chief Kankande III of Lower Tambaka Chiefdom. He assured the people of Tambaka of the government's support in improving the method of farming in the Karine district and beyond. The speaker of Lower Tambaka Chiefdom, Ibrahim Yansane, said if the production and processing methods are improved, Tambaka Chiefdom has the potential of becoming the breadbasket of Sierra Leone. For SLBC News, Soriba Samura.
A non-governmental organization, Street Child Sierra Leone, has distributed school materials to over 1,000 primary and secondary school children affected by the August 14th mudslide and flash floods in several communities. This is to ease the burden on parents or schools are about to reopen. Millicent Lunge filed in this report.
Sierra Leone was founded in 2008 and has branches in other countries around the world. It aims to cater for the welfare of the needy, especially children. Since the August 14, 2017 mudslide disaster in Sierra Leone, they have been catering for the needs of survivors in communities, especially children. Country Director Emmanuel Kagbo said they thought it fit to donate the school materials, including books, pens, bags, and school uniforms, to pupils to complement the implementation of the free education by the government. He urged parents to send their children to school by making good use of the offer. He added that his organization is also working on providing a loan scheme to the affected persons.
Then we encourage picking them. For them, we picking a whole this opportunity.
I believe that children are key to success and must be encouraged to study and be attentive, but the responsibility lies in the hands of the parents, especially in terms of support and encouragement.
From small organizations, from big organizations, from government, make good use of it.
Councillor Abdul Karim Toure appreciated the efforts of the organization to their community since the outbreak of the Ebola and the mudslide, urging the people to use the opportunity given to them. Senior Social Services Officer, Ministry of Social Welfare, Gender and Children's Affairs, Fatmata Ansumana, appreciated Street Child Sierra Leone for the support.
Because now when somebody educates, now it able to be good from wrong. If you don't sabi, all ten go fool you.
Education is key to power. Children should be priority, and without education, you can be abused.
You can only become gentleman when you educated. It can be formal, it can be informal.
Usaina Tukente, one of the beneficiaries, thanks the organization for the donation, as she was wondering how to get school uniforms for their children in readiness for school. Mohammed Dumbuya, one of the beneficiaries, said he was happy receiving his school items as his parents could not afford them. These people are still in their need of support as they continue to recover from a traumatic experience of the August 14 disaster.
A forum on debt sustainability analysis for stakeholders in the financial management and revenue generation entities has begun in Freetown. The objective is to assess the country's level of exposure to debt risks and how to manage them. The forum is organized by the Ministry of Finance and the West Africa Institute for Financial and Economic Management. Ibrahim Samura reports.
This is an annual activity of the Finance Ministry. Over the years, government has been conducting debt sustainability analysis to establish whether government's borrowing levels are running into a stabilizing debt path in order to take corrective measures based on international accepted indicators. Chairing the forum, the acting Minister of Finance, Dr. Patricia Lavalley, said Sierra Leone, like many other developing countries, continues to prioritize proactive debt management within its overall economic policy management agenda. She said the objective of the debt sustainability analysis is to assess Sierra Leone's level of exposure to risk of debt distress anchored on projected microeconomic path in the medium to long term. Dr. Lavalley said the new direction administration inherited a very challenging economy with a total public debt of over 16 trillion. Dr. Lavalley said the new direction administration inherited a very challenging economy with a total public debt of about 16 trillion leones. The Director General of the West African Institute for Financial and Economic Management, Baba Yusuf Musa, told participants that the global debt risk indicates that the risk of debt for lower income countries is on the increase, saying that the bulk comes from domestic debts. He said the debt sustainability analysis will help to identify the debt vulnerability of the country. Mr. Musa stressed the need for policy action, noting that the new revised tool will be used to conduct the country's debt sustainability analysis. Deputy Bank Governor Dr. Ibrahim Stevens underscored the importance of the forum, pointing out that the central bank has keen interest in the success of the exercise. Dr. Stevens emphasized the need to have a comprehensive analysis that will help to make good and informed policy decisions. Ibrahim Samura.
Media Watch Sierra Leone is calling for all public places to be friendly to persons with disability. Media Watch wants persons with disability to be able to access all public buildings across the country, as it is a provision in the Persons with Disability Act. Kale Lucila is the Deputy Executive Director, Media Watch Sierra Leone. He spoke to the SABC.
Is thinking of an inclusive society, then disabled people are not an exclusion to that inclusion. And one, if you look at the entire public buildings, you hardly find a building that is very much friendly for people with disability. Take for example the SLBC. It's not disabled friendly. It's an example. You also look at the educational institutions. The government has provided free education for people with disability, and it is by law. But even though they provide that opportunity to people with disability, there is still challenge for people to access, particularly students, to access this building, going for lectures. And we see that it's a violation of the Act, because if you go to subsection 2 of the Act, it says government shall ensure the educational adaptability of educational institution to be disabled friendly, and that is yet to be seen in most public institution, particularly education, and we see that as a challenge, and that has the tendency to hinder the educational aspect of people with disability. Well, I think several engagements we have had with them, they will tell you that well, we are trying to make an adjustment.
Deputy Executive Director Media Watch Sierra Leone, Kalilu Sila. Well, for the entertainment segment of NewsHour, there are lots of comments on how serious and productive entertainers are in and out of Sierra Leone, especially when they are in politics. Most parts of the world, entertainers have been involved in politics and at the same time making meaningful contributions to their various countries. Here in Sierra Leone, an active actor turned politician has produced a movie which is to be released soon. Our entertainment producer Mohammed King Milan Bangura has more.
There are lots of comments on how serious and productive entertainers are in and out of the country, especially when they're in politics. In most parts of the world, entertainers have been involved in politics and given productive contributions in their various countries, like the one-time popular actor turned politician Ronald Reagan, who served 2 terms as President of America, and also actor Arnold Schwarzenegger, former governor of California. Here in Sierra Leone, actor Dr. Julius Spencer became information minister, and now there is one active actor turned politician who has raised the bar of women in the wall of parliament as strong and outspoken. Honorable Veronica Kadisisi of constituency 94, Moyamba district. Elected as acting speaker on the 3rd of April 2018 in the 5th parliament of the Second Republic of Sierra Leone. She is a native of Kagbowo chiefdom from the Shabro, Femne, and Mende descent. She attended the government secondary school for girls in Mabroka. Honorable Veronica said her love for acting came because of her love for literature books. She was working in Bo at the Bo Town Council as confidential secretary, where she formed a theater group called Amoluma Theater, which acted many plays. But has the theater helped her in any way?
I have passion for the movie industry, especially because I was one person who was very shy. But with my coming into the movie entertainment world, now I can say thanks be to God, because I can now stand in front of thousands of people to talk. If I can come here and stand in front of people at the well and speak and debate fluently and accurately, I think I should say thanks.
Honorable Veronica.
Well, that was the entertainment news segment. Well, to end NewsHour, the main points again. President Biyo has left for China to attend the China-Africa Cooperation Summit in Beijing. Students with disability have called for the implementation of the free education provision for students with disability in the Disability Act of 2011. And Street Child Sierra Leone has provided school materials for over 1,000 primary and secondary school children affected by the August 14 disaster. Well, that's all in this edition of the news broadcast live on the SLBC television in Freetown. My name is Daphne. Thanks for watching.